Uh-oh, man. I don't know if you got the memo.
Was there a memo I was supposed to get?
Locker room talk has officially been blacklisted. It's been delisted. It no longer exists.
Locker room talk is dead.
It is dead.
But the Buff Boys are alive.
That's right, baby. No, ain't no stopping us now, dude.
Welcome to the Buff Boys podcast. Joe Gorman, Matt Maran, our guest today, producer of the Short Kings comedy show. We don't know when the next one is or where it'll be, but Eli DiSabato's here.
What's up, Buff Bro?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I thought it was, when you guys said Buff Bros, I thought we were going to get naked. Is
Buff
that what
Boys.
was happening?
That's on the Patreon episode.
Yeah.
The Patreon episode.
Yeah.
The Buff Boys.
Buff Bros would get naked. Buff Boys,
Yeah.
we can't
It's a
have
little
naked boys.
It's a little too young. That's a
Yeah.
good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one day when you guys graduate.
Maybe.
Hey, we're working towards it, dude. You got to have a goal.
Yeah.
You got to have a goal.
Yeah.
Eli, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. You're a comedian. You're an activist. You're a gamer. You're a husband. You're a dog father. What's going on, man?
What can't you do?
Oh, wow. I can do so many things. I guess I can just do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's
There
really
you
what
go.
I'm here to talk about.
Fuck
Yeah. I was
Christ.
I mentioned briefly before the podcast, I know for a fact Eli is an underrated athlete.
Really?
Yes. Briefly, we were playing flag football together because I think you started coming right around the time. Oh, Finnegan's angry.
You know, he's got his he's with his doll right now, so he's very protective of that.
Okay. But yeah, there was do they still do the flag football?
Kinda. We used to play every Sunday in Long
Yeah.
Island City, just like a bunch of comedians. So
Yeah.
it was easy to dominate because it's like comedians and Indian doctors in their 40s.
Yes.
So I
Nice.
looked way better by comparison.
I
Which
was-
team were you on?
Oh, I was always on the Indian doctors team.
Yeah.
Eli, what are you doing, man? You've got to play more defensive. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, no, that was exactly how it went. So
Yeah.
you guys nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was going for a while. The first time I went, I hadn't played in a while, so I was like able to out physical everyone and get open, and then I just dropped like 3 wide open passes.
Oh, and they're never passing to you again, are
And no, I started doing okay, and then it was like right before I had the brain surgery, and I started
Oh.
getting looked at, and then I was like, I just never ended up going back. Even after I was better, I was like, it was just, I think either something came up on Sundays or whatever, but briefly before I stopped going, I think you and I brought Peyton McCann out there, who's
Yeah.
a
Ooh.
legit high school quarterback.
really good. He's
Yeah.
like, he has like the quarterback like look too. He's like a tall,
Yeah.
handsome guy with like a blonde haircut.
Yep.
And he just
Yikes.
makes you feel safe when you're around him. He's just like a
Ooh.
really quarterbacky vibe.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucking funny? Where it's like some people, it's like you can just look at them and be like, "Oh, you've never had conflict."
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's so cool to see.
Life has
that.
just been great for you
Oh
forever.
my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Your life is like the good episodes of Dawson's Creek. You
Yeah.
know, where they're just chilling.
Yeah.
It is fun
on the
Lake.
creek, dude.
It is funny with comedy. You'll see. I mean, most comedians are not athletes in any way, but there is. You can
Shane
kind of.
Gillis is an athlete.
He was an offensive lineman. Yeah.
And Laura Sogar, she was like
Yeah.
a swimmer.
Yeah.
But like
There's
you
a
could,
lot- my employee Matt Maran, he used to be a professional wrestler. He's shy about it though. He won't bring it up. But if you prod him a little bit,
Matt, wait, you used to be a professional wrestler.
Yeah, I know.
I've never heard that. I've never heard you drone on and on about that.
show him a newspaper clipping of Nick Matthews, and he's like, "Well, there's a name I haven't heard in quite some time."
I think you wear wrestling shirts just so you can bring it up. Your Nature Boy shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I used to be a wrestler. Did you guys know that?
I forget sometimes. I had a lot of concussions. I need to wear shirts to remind myself.
By the way, that comment was really funny to me because it's like that's the only time that an injury, or never mind, I fucked it up. I'm too high. You guys fucked. I was going to say something about brain injuries, but I'm not very good at talking.
Nice. That's the only time a brain injury has improved one's career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're cutting this, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll get it. in
Honestly,
Yes,
the best
this.
way for someone to make fun of my brain injury is for them to have a brain fart while trying to do it.
I can't even
Yeah.
get there.
we call it pulling a Maran into business. You know, when you're like retarded for a stretch of time.
Yeah.
I don't
But-
even have an excuse for a tumor or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just an idiot.
But yeah, you can kind of see amongst, like you were saying with Peyton, and even like Shane, you could. It's like he's got the vibe of the offensive lineman. You can kind of see with certain comics
Well,
what
and I
they
don't-
would be on the football team.
And I've been playing basketball a lot with comedians too,
Yeah.
and like there's a lot of good athletes there.
Yeah.
Nothing but net, baby.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Wild shot, baby. I play that fucking NBA hoops, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it works.
You know what I always fantasized as a kid? Were like those commercials where you slam dunk so hard the backboard shatters.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
remember those glass backboards of the 90s?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just like always like that. It was
Yeah.
so popular in the 90s.
Shaq pulled the entire
Yeah.
like board down.
So like of the things that as a 90s kid encapsulated sports for me, it was doing a slam dunk so hard it breaks the backboard. Another thing was like chopping through multiple 2x4s in karate.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
It was like everyone was doing that shit for a hot minute in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like I signed up for karate class specifically to do that. I'm like, I can't wait to fucking chop a board now.
Yeah.
Never got past white belt. Never.
Yeah.
They say that shit. That's at least a fucking blue belt type thing.
Yeah,
But
they
how do
tell
they
you
do
that.
that?
That's
you
why
can
I quit.
yeah.
I quit like 3 things in. They're
Yeah.
just like practice this kick, and I'm like, I don't care.
Dude, I'm trying to be a Ninja Turtle here. What is this
Yeah.
nonsense making me do push-ups and shit? I need to know how to defeat the foot. You know, like it's stop holding back on me.
Yeah, so much of martial arts is like you get into it and they're like, okay, everyone gets into like chop the wood or
Right.
kick the thing they hold all the way up there, and then it's like, all right, first thing we need to do is learn about discipline, and you're like, gay.
But that's how you figure it out because you're like, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna go roll with these street thugs who will
Yeah.
teach me street ninjutsu.
Yeah.
Because that was the other thing, and then like everyone knew karate in like those 90s. You're like, ah, you know, like everyone was fucking fine.
Well,
Like,
that
there would
was-
be like a
yeah.
businessman. He takes off his tie and like fucking ties it around his forehead. Starts doing karate. And
Well, it's
shit.
funny 'cause
Because
as-
every video game was that.
Yeah.
You
As
just
I
been
got
walking
old-
on the street, and then just like these businessmen are just like, let's fight.
I know. I really thought ninjutsu would have such a bigger factor in my adult life.
Also, Street Fighter was really big at the Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat. There was all as I got older and started actually training martial arts, I realized how many karate schools are total bullshit.
You trained in martial arts? Were
Yes.
you like? Did you do anything professionally with that? I felt that way about skateboarding
Yeah.
when I was a kid because I remember the Tony Hawk's
Yeah,
Pro Skater
oh,
game.
big time.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing
So
makes
sweet.
nothing makes you think you'd be a better skateboarder than playing Tony Hawk.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
I bought
got it.
I bought a skateboard. I tried to kickflip and I failed. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
dude. I did.
You fall and scrape
yeah.
your knee once, and you're like, I don't want to do this.
I could do 10,000 point combos with on the back of my hand without breaking a sweat playing
Yeah.
video games. Why would I learn how to
Yeah.
skateboard?
I cannot, but like we should sue Tony Hawk for making like really falsifying the belief that anyone could be a pro skater. Like,
Yeah.
I designed this guy looks exactly like me. I love that design of skater shit, dude. That
Yeah.
is fun.
Well, Guitar Hero probably did that also for people thinking they could be a musician.
Thank God I never figured that shit out. I was like, I can't do this, dude. I'd rather just listen to the music.
Well,
I'd
I-
rather get
yeah.
high and listen to the music.
I would
than
play-
get high
yeah.
and try to recreate.
I
the
played
music.
Guitar Hero, but I was never good enough at it that it made me think I could actually be. I always still had to play on like easy or normal mode. I feel like if I was dominating on like very hard mode, I might have actually thought that I could really play because of it.
yeah. Or
But-
you'd be like that annoying kid who like got really, really good at one song and then
Yeah.
only would play you in that song
Oh,
just so
yeah,
he could kick
yeah.
your ass.
Oh yeah, it's like all right, come over to my place, let's play Guitar Hero, but it's got to be slow ride the entire afternoon.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't. I never got into Dance Dance Revolution or Guitar Hero.
I was into DDR for a little bit. The first girl I ever like quote unquote dated, we were like 12.
Ooh.
She was in the arcade that we went to by my where I grew up, and there
Was
was,
she
all,
a little Asian girl wearing a school
She
outfit?
was not. She was
And
not.
she was like, "Oh,
What a
Matthew
waste.
son, look how
No.
you move at Dance Dance Revolution."
Yeah, that's why I was like, I gotta have this girl. Yeah, she had pigtails too.
Nice, dude.
She looked like Sailor Moon, or is that? Yeah, that
Yeah,
that
that's it.
works.
Sailor
That
Moon.
works.
That works.
I'm
man.
trying to do nerd references here.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like learning how to be more like the other person. It's like a buddy
Yeah.
cop film. Like we get in the car to drive somewhere, and Matt puts on like the best of Shawn Michaels walkout music, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?" I'm like,
Think
"No."
I'm cute.
Yeah.
I know I'm sexy.
And then like I'm gonna like, no, we're gonna listen to real music. I turn on like classical music, and
Yeah.
Matt's like, "What the hell is this? I can't crack skulls to Beethoven."
Dude,
But, like,
hon-
yeah.
honestly, on a road trip, I would totally listen to like a Spotify playlist of just WWE entrance music
Don't
from
say
the
that.
2000s.
Don't say that in close proximity to Matt.
It really happened.
No, it could. Like no, last time we went on the road, we listened to like Vanessa Carlton and
Yeah, I
a
had
lot of power pop.
I have,
from the,
I
2000s.
have. It's the CD case I have for road trip. When I drive my dad's car, he still has a CD player, and my CD case is just a whatever combination of $5 bargain bin CDs I've seen in pawn shops over the last few years.
And like
So it's-
80% are Chris Jericho's band.
Yeah. No, it's
Fozzy.
it is a wild combination of like 80s rock and early 2000s girl pop singers. So it'll be like it'll be like a best of ZZ Top, and then it's Kelly Clarkson, and then it's a Poison, and then it's Michelle Branch. It's like what? And then there's also just random Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch in there.
A lot of bangers.
This
Yes.
is very, very telling of your personality because you're very like contrarian person. Like you're
Yeah.
a New York Jew wearing a Dallas
Yes.
Cowboys hat, and you have like all this like difference. It actually makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense that that's what your music type is.
Yep. But yeah, fucking, I don't remember what were we just saying before that.
About music.
About music. Yeah. What's your music? Are you a country? You're from Ohio, so
Yeah,
did
I
you
do-
get country?
I do like country
Yeah.
music. I've never been like a stadium country kind of person.
Gotcha.
Like it's like that's just like Toby Keith is just Nickelback for with the twang.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. And it's like
Yeah.
it's fine, but it's not something like I never went to country jams. I'm
Yeah.
like
I guess because I'm from New York, so even the pop country is unique. So
Yeah, totally.
I like that. But if you're from
That's
the
the country,
country, I
yeah.
feel like you'd be like there. I mean, I don't know. I think I might be dumb enough that if I was from a small town and someone sang "Try That" in a small town, I'd be like, "Hey, that's like where I live. I
yeah,
like
totally.
it."
Yeah, we fucking beat up somebody trying to fucking beat up an old lady. I wouldn't, dude. I'd fucking look at
Yeah.
it and be like, ha
Well,
ha.
I mean, like the
Yeah.
people who are into try that in a small town or like the small town equivalent of like SantaCon bros. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
it's just like a certain type of person
Yeah.
is into both of those kind of things. But it's like here's the city version,
It's
here's
like,
the
"Hey,
country version.
I have a dirt road. He's
Yeah.
singing about a dirt
I
road.
could do whatever I want in a
Yeah.
small town, and you little bumpkin nothings won't do anything. Dude. I'm a big tough man from New York City, so maybe I'll treat your women like an object and
Yeah.
fucking disrespect your cattle. Like, what are you gonna do
don't
about
you,
it?
Don't you do that second part, man. That
Yeah,
first
dude.
part's okay, but
You
I'm
can't
gonna go
ever
fucking-
disrespect cattle.
No.
I'm gonna go cattle wrangling.
next to a cowboy, you're
Yeah.
doing that?
Try that in a small town.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like country music. I like a lot of like bluegrassy and like old
Yeah.
folky country music and stuff. I guess it's like the Ohio equivalent of like some like indie band in Bushwick. Is
Why
kind
Yeah.
of
why
like,
are you listening to country in Ohio when Ohio in Cleveland has the Rock and Roll Museum? They
'cause
invented rock and roll.
I'm from Columbus. See, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Is that we didn't invent rock and roll.
I know.
You were
Yeah.
just outside of rock and roll.
Yeah, no, they don't let us in. They
Yeah.
they
Nice.
jealously guard it.
That's like your fucking hometown quote.
We just we just need Weezer to come up with the song they called Columbus Rocks. Columbus Rocks
Yeah.
too.
So what's Columbus famous for?
Oh, it's got a bunch of stuff.
Because I've heard of that city.
Yeah, it's a
I've
cool
heard it's
city.
on the come up. That's
It's
like one of the
definitely,
cities I've heard is like starting to do better.
Yeah, it's actually projected to be bigger than Boston by like 2050. I mean, that's not going to happen
Whoa.
because climate change is going to kill us all. But like, that's
Right.
what the projections are.
Yeah.
If like we all don't die, which is going to happen.
Yeah.
I like those numbers. I like those odds.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll take.
Do
those
you guys
odds.
do you guys call it Indigenous Peoples Day?
No. Oh, we just like got rid of like a couple of our statues because I remember like we have like a like in our rivers. There's like this big like Santa Maria replica.
Yeah.
That like we went to as kids on field trips or something, and they just got rid of it, and it's like very controversial. I don't know. It's very.
I mean, the
controversial.
city's still called Columbus.
Yeah, it's not like we
Yeah.
can change it to like Wamapoke.
Yeah.
I think that's a made up
That
tribe from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
Boy.
sounds real though. So how long have you? How
Parks
long
and
were you
Parks
in,
and Reservations.
How long were you in Columbus?
I lived there until I was 25, and then I
Okay.
moved out to New York 8 years ago.
Now, when you moved, were you doing comedy in Columbus at the time?
A little bit. It was like one of those things where I was such an insecure. Matt, you remember when I first moved to New York?
Yeah.
Just imagine like even worse than that. Just very like insecure, like in myself person. So like I would go to an open mic, bomb, and then be miserable and not do anything for like 6 months. So I really like to consider when I moved to New York when I started comedy,
Yeah.
even though like I kind of was doing it for a couple years before that.
I kind of like to do that, even though I was doing comedy for 15 years in San Francisco. I'd like to think I started
Regularly.
comedy when I moved to New York 5 years ago, and I
Yeah.
was just incredibly talented and gifted.
I have to
right
think
out
I
of the
really
gate.
started over the last like year or so.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm actually kind of kind of like a prodigy if you think of it that way.
In what way?
I've been doing Comedy Fight Club for 8 years. I have an 8-year show, but I've only been doing comedy for 1 year.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive if you think about it that way.
Well, it's like the number of jokes that hit, I guess, over an 8-year span is equal to 1 year.
Exactly. There
Okay,
you go.
there it is.
Nice, man. So
Yeah.
I don't know why I talk shit. I always bomb at Comedy Fight Club. I just am so bad at it, and I don't like roasting. And people don't like me at roast shows because I like project a very like silliness,
Yeah.
which people at roast shows are like, kill, you know? And I'm like, let's have fun. And they're like, kill him first.
Yeah.
Oh, did you feel unsafe at Comedy Fight Club?
I always feel unsafe.
Yikes.
I haven't ever heard that from a male comic before.
Yeah.
Just the women comics he won't let leave after the show.
Yeah.
Which is the design of the show, is
Yeah.
to make women feel unsafe.
Oh, you gotta pay the toll and give me a kiss on the cheek. He would do that thing where like they lean in to kiss on the cheek and then he moves his lips forward so they kiss on the lips.
We all know Matt's catchphrase, "Where's my hug?"
Yes.
So did you move to New York for comedy?
Yeah, I moved to New York for comedy 8 years ago. I took some UCB classes, and then I ran out of money, so it's just been stand-up
Nice.
ever since.
Were you
off and on.
nervous when that guy at UCB got accused of raping all those women?
Well, I just like, I just thought that
That's what
justice-
inspired Eli to move
Yeah.
to New York.
I was like, I need to go defend my boy.
Yeah.
That's what I can. I mean, I did like move like right when that came off.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. What was the question again?
Were you in New York when that went down?
No, it was near
No.
the tail because I moved out here in 2018.
Okay, yeah.
This
so
was
it
like
a little before,
2015 was kind of like the last year or two that like UCB kind of had dominance, where
Yeah.
like improv was still really big at that time.
Yeah.
And people could like quote unquote make it through the UCB.
It was another
pipeline.
when I first started. It was like just another place. They would do open mics there. You could. It was just
Yeah.
you could do the mic there, and then
I
you could
did,
get on a
yeah.
show there. And it was the big deal was that they wouldn't pay stand-ups for show. I remember Metzger and a few of the comics were like really going after UCB as like stand-ups who were like, you make a lot of money on these shows and you never pay stand-ups for them. Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
I mean, it's par for the course with the UCB. I mean,
Yeah.
I walked in and I spent like $1,200 on 3 classes, and it's like,
Who taught you? Amy Poehler?
no. It was Will Arnett, actually. He was pissed.
Was
would
he
just
there?
He was just like, that damn bitch, I'm going to take her class.
He was like in the fucking throes of his divorce. Like, I'll show you, bitch. I'll teach your fucking class.
yeah.
Nice, dude. You know Will Arnett cheated on Amy Poehler.
No, with who?
I don't know. Just that's how that had to have been how they divorced.
You think so?
Yeah,
You don't think she was the one who cheated?
Nah, she's a good woman, dude. You saw
I don't
Parks and
know.
Rec? I think that's how she really is in real
I don't
life.
know. She started dating Nick Kroll pretty soon after.
Yeah, but he's a billionaire. How could you not?
That's true.
Isn't
yeah,
that crazy? He's a fucking like all these nepo babies, and we
No.
act like it's like not a big thing.
We act like it's crazy when it's just par for the course.
Nick
like,
Kroll
yeah.
said the N word on a podcast, and that's unforgivable.
Yeah, you need to do that only on a Patreon episode of a podcast.
What if this is the thing that cancels Nick Kroll? Is like we brought up that he said the N word on a podcast.
Oh,
It's
this is
well
our
documented.
Hannibal Buress moment.
Yeah, this is
taking
Hannibal
down
Buress.
Bill
Damn,
Cosby.
yeah, I get to become a rap star now, and I was like,
Yeah.
I never meant to derail this established guy's career.
I'm pretty sure Nick Kroll said the N word on his Broadway show, and it's on Netflix.
Yeah, he said it on the Broadway show. He said it on Comedy Bang Bang multiple times.
I think they.
Oh,
bleeped
but
it.
I'm playing a character, not a character.
Yeah.
You're a true character
Yeah.
showing.
The
a
character
bigot.
he was playing is Joe Gorman.
All right, Matt. It's different when I say it. I'm saying it to make fun of black people.
Right.
Not pretending like I am one.
Right. Yeah.
I'm saying it for its intended purpose.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is like to make people feel bad.
You weren't
Yeah.
Bill Maher about it, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, where he's like, oh, it's actually kind of okay because I have sex with a black woman.
Yeah.
I would be mortified if that came out.
Don't worry. As long as you have Ice Cube and Michael Eric Dyson on the next week to tell you why you shouldn't have said it, and then when they did you ever see that? Because they start.
I remember.
They start going in on him, and at a certain point he's like, "Okay, I get it."
Yeah.
He's like, "This is my show
Yeah.
now. You stop telling me that I shouldn't have said the thing that
Yeah.
is the one reason I had you on the show this week."
Extra, comedian says funny word.
Yeah.
Do you
All
guys
right.
feel like I kind of look at people who say they're Bill Maher fans the same way like Republicans now? I'm just like, really? Still?
Yeah, I think it's a little if they're like I kind of like the show and I kind of watch it, but I don't agree with that. I can make like all right, I could see that because I do think the show sometimes has like interesting guests and interesting moments. But if you're like I really think every joke Bill Maher says is the peak of comedy in 2023, then I'm a little bit all right.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I'll give him a little kiss,
You
but
know
I
he-
won't mean it.
There's a rumor, I don't know if it's substantiated, but there's a rumor that he pays his audience, like he pays them to come. like to tapings.
Well, we should go then. What's
Yeah.
I know,
stopping?
right? Like that's a good way to make some.
I
money.
mean, they see a fucking funny ass male comedian, dude. We have to do.
Yeah.
We have to do it, dude.
Tell
if we don't
it like
support,
is it.
if
Tell
we
it
don't
like it
support
is.
Bill Maher, dude, we're gonna have to like listen to some fucking ethnic person.
Yeah.
You don't want that shit.
New rule:
you want
straight
some
white
fucking-
men are funny again.
You want some fucking ethnic person getting on the television telling us how we're awful rapists, dude? Come on, man. We got to support this guy.
Yeah.
Cool Bill Maher who says the N-word.
Yeah, they actually do that for like a lot of shows. I have friends who've like gone to those like cooking competition shows, and you get paid to go to those too.
And you get to eat the food.
Yeah,
but the cooking shows don't like act smug and like they're better than everyone else. You know?
I mean that's all those chefs do.
Oh yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I wish Rachel Ray was more like Bill Maher. Just
Yeah.
like these fucking incels don't know how to bake apple pie.
Yeah, that would be awesome
Yeah,
if the
dude.
cooking shows did approach it like Bill Maher.
New rule. Let's preheat the oven.
The audience
dude.
starts booing, and he's like, "Oh, come on, you bunch of wimps!"
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you're gonna cancel me
Yeah.
for telling I should braise my chicken?
Yeah. Sorry, did that ingredient go too far for you liberals?
I guess you're not gonna be cumin back.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
That's just for Joe.
Ah, thanks, buddy.
I know what cumin is.
I know. I just was being silly.
That's so defensive. When you
I
point
know
out
what
how-
cumin
I
is.
just made an offhand comment. And you're like, I'm not that stupid.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, actually, can we stop the pod? Can we stop? Can we stop for a
I
second?
used cumin a lot when I was a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Drag him, Eli. Damn, dude.
But yeah, did you play any sports growing up?
I played sports through 8th grade.
Yeah.
I didn't in high school because I hated every person on the football team in high school, and then I just
Yeah.
did like theater and I didn't have time.
Nice.
Gotcha.
What'd you do
but-
in theater, dude?
I was acting and stuff.
Do you do any plays?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know if this is interesting at all. I did the pajama game.
I did the pajama
You
game.
did?
No, I did. That
Oh.
was after me. I did Anything Goes.
Oh, my brother was in Anything Goes.
What did he play?
Oh, which one was Anything Goes? Is that the one?
That's the one where they're on a cruise
on
ship.
the cruise ship. He was like there was like the tweet song or whatever. Like
Dude,
the bad
that
guy.
was my role. I
That's
was
where-
Moonface Martin.
Are you my brother? You
I
guys
wish, dude.
are similar in
Tweet,
multiple
tweet,
ways.
tra la 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 la. Hell yeah, dude. There's an all
Yeah.
Australian bush song
Hell
that
yeah.
Melba used to sing. Yeah.
Pajama game.
Isn't that cool, like living in my past like that?
Yeah, dude.
Like I was once a star. Once.
Back in the day, and you were the star of the show.
Yeah, and then like fucking reality hits. Dude, it sucks.
Well, when you guys are doing, I never did theater. When you're doing theater, is it similar to like the vibe of like when you're playing sports where it's like this is gonna lead to something? I'm gonna one day become an actor. I'm gonna like I want to pursue this. And do
Kinda.
it
I mean,
more.
I
Yeah.
would say it's like sports in that like most people are probably not going to go like to the next
Right.
level, but it's like something to do and it's like camaraderie and it's
Yeah.
fun. You know.
You get skills that are transferable.
I saw my first titties.
Your first what?
My first titties.
Yeah, theater
Oh.
kids are
Theater?
oddly horny.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, they're so horny. And then as a straight guy in the theater, like you just have great odds to like.
Yeah,
get laid and
that's a
shit.
good
You know what I
point.
mean? Like
You
all the
get sucked off by men and women.
yeah,
Yeah.
girls are so horny,
Yeah.
and they're super horny for all the gay guys because they're hot and they're the
Right.
stars of the show.
Yeah.
But none of them want it, and so the girls are just like near any dick that will have them near them. It's like you
Yeah.
automatic points,
Yeah.
you know.
I actually did okay with like theater girl. Like in high school, not really, but when I was in college, the girls like after wrestling shows, a lot of them would be like actresses or theater type people, or because I'm like I'm above the as far as in like the rankings of like where people are. I'm like above the theater kids, but I'm below all the like good athletes.
Yeah.
When you're doing the fake wrestling, you're somewhere in there. So it's like to them, you're still a step towards like the cool kids.
I don't think the lead.
quote-unquote.
I think maybe like an extra in theater, but not like the lead.
Oh, the
actor.
lead, yeah, not
the
like
lead's
that,
fine.
yeah,
No, behind like a mid-tier athlete.
yeah.
No, I think lead. in
Lead
a-
actor can
lead
get like
actor.
quarterback of the football team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like similar.
That's
Yeah.
like the equivalent of quarterback in many ways because it's still
Yeah.
a star.
Yeah,
Kind of, except for my senior year was the lead of the show was my friend Adam, who was like not in theater at all and was no, he's my friend, but he was not good, and so it was like not the same at all.
How'd he get the lead role?
I have no fucking idea to this day. I
Was
don't know.
his
I'm
dad
being
the
mean.
director?
No, His brother was like really good in theater, but I don't know, he'd never done theater before, and they cast him as Danny Zuko in Grease.
That's
and he's like a
crazy.
tall, like lanky, like skinny guy.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like the thing where the director was like, 15 children read for that part, and they're all terrible. Wait, that lad, who's that? And he just points to your fucking friend, all
He's
lanky
just like
and
sitting
shit.
there, just like la 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 la.
Me. He's like combing his hair and whistling.
Wait,
you
so-
boy, what's your name? Me? It's Freddie.
Well,
Freddie Burns. No, you're Danny. Danny Zuko. What?
Tell me more. Tell me more.
That was funny. You did a High School Musical, but the high school kids were playing high school kids.
Yeah.
In like
we liked
with
we
Grease,
liked
yeah.
the musical that kind of stretched us, where we played adults.
Oh, okay.
What
What
was it? Is
what
that-
other shows
Is
were
that
you
what
in?
Anything Goes is?
42nd Street.
My brother was also in 40. Did you go to Bishop Watterson?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
There we go.
In Columbus,
What?
Ohio.
What's
Yeah.
the pajama game?
The
It's
pajama.
at a factory.
It's actually a really good like show about striking in a union.
Yeah.
Like
Is it about
legitimate-
the writers?
No, I'm remembering
Drew
now. Like,
Barrymore's the ultimate villain.
there's a whole song. There's a whole song. 7.5 cents doesn't mean it. It's all about like being union strong and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like these factory workers and at like a pajama. I don't really remember a lot
At
of
a
it 'cause,
pajama
again,
factory.
at a pajama factory, and I
Yeah.
don't remember a lot of it because again, I saw my first titties like the last night of the show, so that's
Right.
mostly I remember
How
from
did
that
you
show.
see the titties?
She was just like standing. She was like a senior, and she was standing off stage where like behind the curtain, so we could see her, but the audience couldn't see her.
Yeah.
and just topless. It was amazing. It was the last
Was
night.
she like
so like,
changing or?
nope. It was like
She just wanted to be seen.
it was like the last night, and it was like, did your school do like a prank night the last
Yeah,
night?
of course.
The
Everyone
crew,
does
the
it.
stage crew would do like prank nights, like they put like weird porno in like the books, you know,
Yeah.
and shit, like just to like shaka and like books that we'd open and like props and shit. Like
Right.
the audience couldn't see it, but just to fuck with us. So like I saw like like my first titties, but I also saw like a dude like would flash his dick and shit too,
Yeah.
that same night. So it's like this, it's you take the good with the bad.
What's the
It's
like?
worth it, dude. It's so much fun.
Yeah,
I
so
still
we,
remember those in great detail.
Yeah, we had the boys' changing room. It was also in like this class that a classroom where we changed. 'Cause it was off the theater, but it had like a whiteboard and pens and stuff. So we'd always draw like dicks. We'd draw people getting fucked in the ass.
Yeah.
But then we'd leave it up there. So like the class that came in the morning would see like a whiteboard full of like obscenities.
Oh my
and they have to like
God.
wipe it off. And then at one point the teacher left a note saying like, "Kids, this is your school. Show it respect." And it's like, okay, well, that just inspires. So we would bring our own fucking dry erase markers from home. And I think like the last day we just straight up Sharpied it and shit.
Oh my God, that's
That was awesome,
amazing.
dude.
I used to do that when I worked at Starbucks. Like for my coworkers, I would like take the sandwich bags and draw big dicks and hide them in the drawers with the syrup, so my coworkers would see
Yeah,
it.
that's great. It's a great
Yeah.
prank.
It's fun. Still a fun bit. I used to also, when I worked at Starbucks, it was before they had where you type it out and put the sticker on the cup. You still had to handwrite it. So if I was on register, the person at the bar would be handwriting all the cups and give it to them. And for the last one, when they had a long line of them, I would just draw like a giant tits or a giant dick. So they'd think they have one more drink. They'd turn it around and just see huge tits.
Matt got written up for that.
No.
Sounds like an HR violation to me.
Yeah. He got written up for power bombing a fucking supervisor.
Yeah.
It's so
Through
funny
the
to like.
pastry case.
It's so funny after hearing you do like actual sexual harassment at work to hear what you really got fired for.
Oh, yeah. I got fired for eating a brownie that fell on the floor.
I know. You told us multiple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
It's so funny because people are getting fired for like unionizing and shit now.
Yeah. Yeah, Starbucks is like going after people for unionizing also. And
But
that-
some of them unionize now.
yeah.
They're shutting down like all the stores now,
Why?
claiming theft. It's happening. I think it's in Portland. Like it's Starbucks and Targets are all closing because of all the theft going on. But it's really they're just trying to unionize.
Yeah.
That's cool. Either way, it's cool. I loved it when people would steal from my coffee shop, dude.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, like what am I gonna? I'm not gonna fucking chase them down.
Dude, you guys know what Walmart's profits were in 2020?
Billions.
$525 billion. Like steal the TV. You know.
Yeah.
Well, who gives a fuck? You know, it's like this too
Ye-
much fucking
Yeah.
money.
You know, Target has a policy where they won't chase you if you steal something.
Yeah.
Because they have you on camera and they want you to steal over $1,000 to make it like a felony. So all you gotta do, if you want a free TV for like $500, just go in and steal it, and then
Yeah.
wait for the statute of limitations to end.
How long is that?
I don't know. But like, just steal as much as you can until you hit the until right before you get the threshold. You know.
Yeah, calculate it and then just start
Yeah.
walking out.
Yeah.
and be like, that's okay, I'm gonna steal this. But then there's always like some fucking piece of shit above and beyond employee that's like, no, you can't do it.
Try
and then,
that
like,
in a small town.
yeah, and then like the people on fucking
You got to do it
yeah.
at a Target in New York City if you want to do this.
And then those fucking retards on Twitter are like, good for you. That's upstanding. That's what makes America great.
Yeah,
And it's
shoot
like-
them.
Yeah, like get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm not gonna die for my job. That's the
Yeah.
most retarded thing a human being can do.
I'm not even gonna work hard for my job, let
Yeah.
alone die for it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna set expectations, like clear expectations, and not do an ounce more than that.
Dude, speaking of that, I really fucked up at my job.
Yeah.
Like I was just too good at it, and then they started giving me work, and now I have way too much to do, and I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know how to pull back. I just have to kind of just start being shitty
That's
again.
just true everywhere. Even like in comedy, like you're too good at hosting, you only get hosting gigs.
But this has never happened before. I've never excelled ever. I've always
Yeah.
been really good at just kind of doing that.
Coasting.
Doing
Yeah.
the bare minimum. Yeah.
Coasting. You guys see me doing comedy. You get
Yeah.
it. You get my style.
we roll, baby.
Yeah, but for some reason I work hard at my job for some stupid reason, and now they're like, hey, have some more work. You're good at this.
I think honestly, a lot of jobs, most people give such the bare minimum, or it's like everyone's got these like 9 to 5. If you have a 9 to 5 job, most of them you really only need to work like 2 or 3 of those hours at most. So if you just do an hour or more than that, you're still only working half the day and not giving it your all, but you're still way above everybody else.
Oh, you have no idea. Because
Yeah.
Joe, you work remote, right?
Yeah.
I'm full time in person.
That's
So-
awful.
It's fine. Like once you accept it, it's fine. It's whatever. But like it does kind of. There is just a lot of like sitting and waiting.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least like with the remote work, it's like, okay, I'm at home, so like if I'm not particularly busy, I can make breakfast or I can run my Roomba or whatever.
Yeah,
you
totally.
know? I can listen to music and not have to worry about
Yeah.
like disturbing my coworkers or looking busy. You know, I don't have like a boss
That's
like
that's the big
look
thing.
peeking over your shoulder.
I would work out nonstop if I could, if I was working remote.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, if I could just be at home and like do push-ups in between my actual job, that would be pretty. I know my roommate Mark Henley.
May he live
May he live forever. He works from home and he does like yoga all the time. And he had jury duty. And while he had jury duty, his way of trying to get out of it was during the meetings to be doing yoga in the background, hoping they would think he's so crazy they won't have him on a case or anything. At one point, the woman like said to him, "Was like, we really like that you're healthy and are trying to stay in shape, but we need you to listen to this part of the presentation or whatever it was."
Yeah. I feel like I would work out the exact same amount, but I would be stressed about not working out a billion times more.
Yeah. How often do you work out now?
Well, not anymore. I was telling you guys
Nice.
about this before we started,
Yeah.
but like I have this like new like medical condition that's
Yeah.
like I've had these like major allergy attacks while working out.
Yeah.
Where like now I'm kind of afraid to like do it again because it just will happen. Where like I'll just get like hives all over my body like within like 20 minutes. Yeah, it's like this. I have this new condition called chronic hives
Yeah.
that I've had since April. Look it up, kids.
Chronic hives.
Oh,
It's
no.
it's wild. It's like I'm not even like officially diagnosed because like the medical community doesn't even know like what it is. They don't know like what causes it. They don't know
Yeah.
how long it's gonna last. Like I saw like 3 different doctors about this, and they're just
Yeah.
like take Claritin every day.
And you said you think it's because you're allergic to your own sweat?
Well, so like I took
That's
an
what you
allergy
said
test.
before we got
So
on.
I took an allergy test, and I'm allergic to like all of the pollens and shit.
Yeah.
But there is like a medical condition where you can be allergic to your sweat. I don't know if that's what it is.
Yeah.
But like a few different times I'll like play basketball, and then like in between games, like I can tell pretty quickly like it's coming because like my nose just my sinuses just get really full, my nose gets really runny, and then
Yeah.
just my face just starts swelling up like crazy. And then in June, like I had an attack like so bad I like had to go to the emergency room.
Oh,
like my
shit.
throat closed up on the train. Yeah.
God damn.
I had to like just like we were like on the F train, and I was like not being able to breathe, and I never had anything like this before.
Yeah.
Now I have an EpiPen, you know, if that ever
Yeah.
happens, and I have like Benadryl and shit that I carry with me at all times.
But so it's even just playing basketball, you can't really do anything that
No.
makes you sweat.
it's like I don't know, like
Has it been like over the summer on like a really hot day? You're outside walking. Have you had any issues
there's
there?
yes and no, not since ever since that thing in June, I've been taking Claritin and Pepcid every day, like every
Yeah.
night, which has been like helped level off everything. So I haven't had a lot of attacks, but then like I didn't have any attacks for like 2-3 months, and then in early September, like I played a couple games and I had 2 different allergy attacks like within like 9 days of each
Yeah.
other. So I haven't like worked out since then. But
yeah.
like I've been trying. Like I wanted to get a Planet Fitness
Membership.
because it's like pretty affordable.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did one class. Like I did like one of their
They have
like their free. No, I mean sorry, the
don't
the
have
free. I did a free
classes,
pass. I did
yeah.
a free pass. So like I
Yeah.
went and like did like the treadmill and like the
Yeah.
bike machine and stuff, and that was cool. But then like the next day I played basketball, I had another tax. So it's like
Damn,
I don't
dude.
know. Yeah, it's wild. So I guess I just like have to just spend all day eating video or playing video games and eating like shit. I guess that's like the
Can you
healthiest
do
option
like
for
home
me.
workouts, like some calisthenics, body weight stuff, or
It's
Hey,
not
that
worth
make-
the risk.
It's hard for me to do home workouts. I'm not. It's. I need to like go. That's also like why I kind of like working the. Like I've just like such hardcore ADHD that like being in my space is difficult. Like I need to go to a space to like do a yoga class or like that's actually kind of why I like working at the office, is because I can actually get work done at a desk.
Oh, okay. If you would probably have a problem doing
Yeah.
remote work.
Well,
Then
like we have like an open office, but I'm like at the front desk at the office, and so the office, like most of the office is like separated from a wall, so I'm kind of by myself,
Yeah.
which is also really helpful, because if I was just like surrounded by people all day, I'd be endlessly distracted.
Yeah. Yeah, my like mental like whatever is like almost the opposite of you, that you would like not be able to work out. Mine is that I like if I go too long without just doing 25 push-ups, I start feeling weird.
Yeah.
So I would have the like if I don't know what I would do if I like was like had allergic reactions anytime I like. But for like body weight stuff at home, I'll just like I'll have a baseball game on, and like every commercial break, I'll just like grab the resistance band, do some push-ups or something. But yeah, so I feel until I just, if you want to stay in shape in some way, just doing something at home maybe if you can.
I'm trying. I think like probably like in the next couple of weeks I'll do that Planet Fitness like thing, and so like hopefully I can kind of like moderate that, and it's close to my apartment.
Yeah.
And they have a shitload all over the place.
Yeah, Planet Fitness is everywhere. I have the
everywhere,
black card. It's $10
Yeah.
a month regular. Black card's $20, and you can go to any Planet Fitness.
I'm gonna do that. I think that's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do.
Because
they
that's
have 'em all
anytime
over.
I'm on the road anywhere, there's always a Planet Fitness.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
I can usually go to one. Although usually when I'm on the road doing stuff, I'll just get a guest pass to the gym there to go to a real gym. I'm like, I'm on vacation. Part of me, I think when you're on vacation, part of you is like, I want to do things that I don't get to do at home, even if it's quote unquote vacation. It's like doing a show when we were like in the Poconos or wherever it is that we're doing a show. I'm very like try and get everything I can out of wherever I am at any moment. So I'm like, I'll just get up early and go to this gym, and I'm like looking around. It's like $10, and I get to work out at this like legit real gym that's not a Planet Fitness. It's almost a little bit of a letdown if I like go like hours outside of the city from where I am, and then I just have a workout at a Planet Fitness again.
Yeah.
It's like, let me go. And I was in South Carolina. I went to like a gym that a bunch of WWE wrestlers go to. They got pictures of like Ric Flair on the wall. I'm like, yeah, this is my vacation now.
Did you tell them that you were a professional wrestler?
I did.
Did you show them your
No.
your
No.
AARP card? Your
Pointing at the pictures like I know
Yeah.
that guy.
your WWE AARP card?
Yeah, I don't remember what I think I just said. I don't remember how I
Do
mentioned.
you have an incredible wrestler's discount?
Yeah. I don't remember where. I mean, it sounds like it would have just been I just like walked into the gym and be like, "You guys know I used to be a wrestler." I don't think it was quite that.
Yeah.
But they like started talking to me about all the famous wrestlers that have like come in there and
They
who they're
knew it.
friends with.
They could see you had the wrestler's
They could
eye.
tell, yeah.
Smell
Yeah.
it on him, dude.
I think I
Yeah.
probably had a wrestling shirt on.
Yeah.
That's probably
this guy's
what-
a
yeah.
champion.
You also went to their gym. They probably wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know that was that gym. I just looked up the gyms that were close to the
Yeah.
hotel, and I happened to stumble
Yeah.
into the Ric Flair gym.
They're probably just hanging out, waiting for dudes like you to
Yeah,
come talk to
exactly.
them.
Now you saw the Kill Tony with Ric Flair, Matt.
I did. I heard about it. I haven't
Now,
seen the actual.
Did
clip
it make
yet.
you sad that Ric Flair, a professional wrestler, doesn't like roasting comics, insulting people?
Yeah, I think so.
that are
I didn't
trying?
actually see the video, but apparently it was like he came out and then said it was bullying and talked about his son dying or something.
Oh, yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
It was something like that. But
Wait,
also,
Wait, was Tony Hinchcliffe being disrespectful to something? Is that a thing that was happening?
I didn't see that actual video, but I do know they did a roast of Ric Flair that I wrote for like last year in Nashville.
He hated that too.
He hated that, or did he like it?
He said it was bullying, and he said it was the reason his son died.
That's why his son died. Is
His
'cause-
son,
Yeah.
Owen Hart.
Yeah. I wasn't there for it, but the comic I wrote for, and a few of the other wrestlers on the dais who I wrote for also. And from what I heard, no one had any problem with any of the audience didn't react well to like some of the darker ones. I know Dan St. Germain was on the dais, and I've seen him since then, and he did the jokes that like the people online after were like these were the actual best jokes, but in the room, crowd reacted. There was a little bit a lot more groans for some of those. But I submitted all the jokes, and then the people there decided which ones to use. So there were some that I sent in that they weren't going to do.
Can you tell us any of them?
Yeah, I think I still have them on my phone somewhere.
Thank God.
Any of them that were about like
You didn't put them. You didn't frame them and put them up on your wall.
No, some of them are also the Yeah, I could do this on the free episode. I don't think it matters, but
oh, he's gonna give it away.
no, because some of them are a little bit more.
Make him go behind the paywall for him.
Yeah,
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Some of them were a little inside because like the crowd was like ad-free shows is a whole like network that does all these like wrestling podcasts. So like 2,000 people were there and they all like listen to wrestling podcasts, so they know like a lot of insider stuff. Mm-hmm. The ones they didn't do were the ones about there was like an episode of Dark Side of the Ring where they talked about him like flashing flight attendants and like doing like kind of sexual harassment-y type stuff. Also, the dais, they had some pro athletes. Eddie George was on it.
Oh, Eddie George.
Heisman Trophy winner, Ohio State running back.
He's got a grill in Columbus that is way too overpriced.
Yeah. Ty Domi, the hockey player. He was like an enforcer type fighter.
Eddie George was inducted to the Ohio State Hall of Fame with my uncle at the same time.
Your uncle is an Ohio State Hall of Famer?
Yeah. Google Adam DiSabato wrestling, but you will not get what you think you're going to get.
What do you mean? Adam DiSabato wrestling?
Oh, man. Have I told you guys ever about this?
No, dude.
About the Jim Jordan thing?
We'll get to the Ric Flair jokes after this. No,
okay.
Go ahead.
This is like very public knowledge.
Yeah.
But my dad and all my uncles, they wrestled at Ohio State back in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have heard that story, like the scandal that broke in 2018 about that.
Jim Jordan's like a congressman, right?
Jim Jordan's a congressman. He very well may be the next Speaker of the House. He's one of the leading candidates right now. He's a hardline conservative. My mom's hated him for a long time. She just can't stand him. He's a very like Trumpy, hardline, like conservative from Ohio.
Mother DiSabato, right side of history.
Yeah, well, not DiSabato, the divorce, but yeah.
Need DiSabato.
That's why she's on the right side of history. No, I'm kidding.
She divorced your dad.
Yeah,
they divorced over their disagreements on Jim Jordan.
Yeah. Oh no, they all hate him because there was a team doctor at Ohio State during that time who was like sexually like assaulting like.
Larry Nassar type.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
His name was Richard Strauss. It's like it's happened. It happened like in all those big dense schools. It's happening all over the place.
Yeah,
I'm sure it happened everywhere during that generation.
Wasn't Dennis Hastert was like a Speaker of the House? And he was like a Penn State wrestler, right?
Maybe.
Is that something I'm making up?
I don't know.
Am I just confusing
Penn State
Dennis?
also had Jerry Sandusky. You know.
I think I may just be confusing Dennis Hastert and Jerry Sandusky.
Jerry. Oh wow, you should probably convince.
I should probly fact check this
so we don't accidentally slander somebody.
I think they know our heart's in the right place.
So yeah. Anyway, during that time he was like grooming that like athletes and doing things and
hell yeah.
And my dad and all my uncles were like a lot of my uncles were victims of that. And it all broke in 2018. Like they sued the school. Yeah, it was like a whole thing. But Jim Jordan got involved because in the 80s he was a graduate assistant and one of the coaches on the Ohio State staff. And the allegations are that at that time, like all the athletes and like all of the wrestlers came to him and he like helped cover it up. And he denies it, of course.
Who, your uncle or Jim Jordan?
So Jim Jordan was a graduate assistant at Ohio State during that time.
Gotcha.
So
he was Joe Paternoing it.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so Ohio State like had to pay out like a bunch of money to not just like wrestling team, like the football team, a lot of like different athletes, like dozens of people, like accusations of this guy who committed suicide in like the in the mid 2000s. And so like it kind of like went away, but there is a video of my uncle like testifying before Ohio State Congress threatening to kick Jim Jordan's ass,
Yeah.
and
wow.
like calling him a coward. Yeah.
But so your
awesome.
uncle was like knew what was going on and tried
Yeah,
to stop
he was a
it.
team captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Like they're victims.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to talk about, and it's like these are
Yeah.
real. It's a very sensitive issue,
Right.
especially my family and things. So I don't want to speak out of turn. So I'm just trying to say things that are like public
Well-known,
knowledge
yeah.
on that, but just like it's been really difficult. It's been really difficult for my family to reconcile with, and like Ohio State like now is like paying for therapy and for I should get that they're paying for like victims' families and like for therapy and stuff.
Oh, dude,
and so,
absolutely take that.
Yeah, of course they need to
And
be
get
doing
like a
that.
good
Like,
Manhattan therapist.
yeah.
Where it's just like run up the bill, man.
No, I got a good therapist, so she's
Yes.
cool.
So Dennis Hastert, it wasn't Penn State, but he was indicted for like sexually abused people while he was wrestling at Yorkville High School in Yorkville, Illinois.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just like that's one of the sad things. I mean, talking about buff boys, like, this
Oh,
is the
yeah.
downside of that kind of stuff.
The
is, like-
downside of being a buff boy is that you may
Yeah.
get raped by your wrestling coach.
yeah,
But much like the weights, there are ups and downs.
yeah,
All
you
right,
just gotta
here's-
squat them.
There's highs and lows, baby.
All right, here's
Just
some
like
of the
my bulking cycle.
Hey,
My
sometimes
bulking and cutting
yeah.
cycle.
Sometimes you might be benched, and sometimes you might get pressed.
Yeah.
sometimes you're the spotter, sometimes you're the lifter.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
Matt.
yeah.
So tell us about the your Ric Flair jokes, and then we have a very special Buff Boy segment we
Yes.
got to get to.
So it was the weekend Ric Flair was doing Ric Flair's last match. He's like in his 70s, and they were doing a tag team match, and it was the whole weekend was Ric Flair's last match.
Who was he tag teaming with?
Who did he? Andrade. It's like his son-in-law. His daughter Charlotte Flair is a wrestler. And she's
Right.
married to, or was
Yeah.
married to this
She's
guy
married to him.
Andrade.
What
yeah,
a bummer, dude. She's got a great body.
and
She's one of those mega shredded
yeah.
bitches.
Why is that a
So-
bummer?
Cause, dude, I want a little taste.
I bet you could take him. You could steal that.
I would never hurt Kelly.
No, see, that's the thing is you're too good of a guy,
I'm
but you
too-
could, and that's what's important.
I know. I could seduce any woman I want, but the only woman I want is Kelly Taylor.
Wow.
I'm excited to see Ric Flair wrestle again, from that hot dog colored skin to those non-consensual love handles. How does your body look like it was both found at the bottom of a river and left in a microwave for too long?
Nice.
Rick was put in a medically induced coma for 10 days, which is the longest he ever went without cheating on his wife.
That's
a really good one.
That's
Ty
really good.
Domi spent a lot of his career in the penalty box. The penalty box is what Ric Flair calls having to have sex with the woman he's married to. Ric Flair is one of the best bleeders in wrestling history. The only thing he's destroyed more than his forehead are his marriages. This is a joke about Eric Bischoff, Tori Wilson, some of the other people who were on the dais there.
Tori
Tori
Wilson.
Wilson, wow.
Diamond Dallas Page was on it.
That Playboy spread
Oh,
was
yeah.
Tori Wilson, you're such a dumb bitch. You're probably gonna mistake my face as a toilet. Please.
Eric Bischoff.
You're the
Eric-
roast master.
Yeah. Eric Bischoff was
Ross.
once fired and thrown in a garbage truck on Monday Night Raw, and that truck was filled with real garbage. They fit almost all of Tori Wilson's career in it. Eric Bischoff beat Vince McMahon in the WWF for 83 straight weeks. 83 weeks is also how long every Diamond Dallas Page match feels. One of my favorite stories about Eric Bischoff is that allegedly Mae Young gave him a Bronco Buster, and she to fuck with Eric Bischoff, she put sardines in her panties, which made her pussy almost as smelly as Vicky Guerrero's. Vicky Guerrero was also on the dais. That's
Oh.
Eddie,
Dude, she just
Eddie-
lost her husband.
She's a
Eddie
widow.
Guerrero's widow.
She just lost her husband 20 years ago.
Oh, Eddie Guerrero was like one of my favorites ever. Vicky, some of the
He was the
jokes.
best.
Vicky did a couple of jokes that I wrote, and that was like, that's the best thing that's ever happened to me in comedy, that Vicky Guerrero read my jokes.
My favorite thing that ever happened in the WWE was Chavo Guerrero trying to rebrand as like a white
Kerwin
guy.
White, yeah.
As a white guy, as a white like middle class guy
yeah.
for like 3 weeks, and then Eddie died, and he's like, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Former Heisman Trophy winner Eddie George is here. Eddie George is here. Eddie, you look like a milk dud. Eddie spent most of his life around football players, and this is still the most brain damage he's ever been around. Football's my favorite sport. I love tossing around the pigskin. But Eddie, I have a question. How were you able to get so much of Vicky Guerrero's skin?
I get it, because it's pigskin.
Pigskin.
Hey.
I'm
like
very
that.
excited about
Her husband
Rick.
just died 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Very excited about Ric Flair having his last wrestling match. In related news, Tori Wilson's thinking of having her first professional wrestling match.
Matthew.
Tori used to bring her dog to the ring with her, and Ric Flair brought his dog to the show tonight. His ex-wife Wendy was there.
Yeah.
Tori Wilson dated Alex Rodriguez because being around wrestling got her used to steroid-abusing sociopaths. She
How
was
many more of these are there?
Okay, we'll skip to yeah. We started off hot with these. Let me skip through.
I didn't think we were going to do this for like 12 hours, though.
Ric Flair is a legend. Nobody can stop this man. Harley Race, Ricky Steamboat, female flight attendants. That one's a good one.
Are you sure you guys want to rebrand this as Autistic Boys?
Damn, dude, I knew this was going to ruin my branding.
Yeah. All right. There's more. Trust me, they're good. No.
There's always more. These are all the ones that didn't get used?
No, most of the some of those did, some of them didn't.
They were
I don't
good.
remember. I don't remember which ones actually. I remember the ones Vicky Guerrero said. I didn't read any of those yet. You guys have to go on adfreeshows.com and watch it.
Adfreeshows.com? That's
Yeah.
a real website?
Yep, that's where all the wrestling podcasts are on. There's a whole bunch of them that are all under that one umbrella.
Do they have ads?
No.
If you
They're going to have ads within 3 years.
If you just watch them on YouTube or listen for free, they do. But if you sign up to adfreeshows.com, you pay and you get no ads.
Gotcha.
That's why.
They're still going to do that, dude. If
Yeah.
Netflix does it now, they're going to do it.
I can't believe they do that, dude. That's such bullshit.
Yeah.
And Amazon's going to start doing it.
Yeah, everything's just back to being what it was 10 years ago.
And it's like, dude, we're just going to eventually there's just going to be like new shit. New shit's always going to pop up.
Dude, it's so weird, and it's like it's interesting to me for you, Joe, because you lived in like Silicon Valley for like 15 years. Is like just watching every app that we watched like for the past 15 years, and like watching now, and it's just like nothing either nothing changed or just got shittier. Like that's all that happened.
I feel like once all the streamers kind of started happening, I'm like, I feel like we're just going to go almost full circle, and it'll just be like what cable TV was again,
Yeah.
but it'll just be with streamers
shittier.
instead of channels.
It's streaming. It's like Uber is
Yeah.
now like that. Uber and Lyft.
yeah.
It's like $700 for every
Yeah.
Uber now. Like. It's all just like shittier. The only thing that made my life easier with apps was just like my bank. I can like distribute money. That's like the only
I
thing.
can see how little money I have in it.
Yeah. It's like I can I can take a picture of my check. That's the only thing in my life that's easier.
Yeah.
That
now
is
from
funny,
that.
yeah.
It's like that whole revolution of like Silicon Valley just totally made our lives so much worse.
Yeah.
So now anytime anyone pitches me an app, I'm like, I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care about apps anymore.
That used to be like a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to design an app.
I had a guy like pitch that to me like a couple weeks ago. He was like just on a train, like a friend of a friend, and he was like, "Do you ever feel like artists like don't have the resources they need?" And I was like, "Dude, it sounds like you're pitching me an app here. Like,
Yeah.
You accepted
artists
Jesus-
don't need
yeah.
another app. That's not going to help any artist."
That's the new.
make
Yeah,
it.
we went from the originally it was the recruiting people to your religion. The have you accepted Jesus Christ? Then it became the so I have there's this new business where if you get 10 people to join, you get paid,
Yeah.
and now it's the I have a new app.
Apps are like the Mormons.
Bitcoin was in there for a little bit. That was similar.
Apps are like
Yeah.
Mormons now.
Yeah, the Jehovah's Witnesses of of social media.
Uber is like Scientology.
Yeah. But yeah, so we have a Buff Boys special now. Every episode, we're going to find a story about a feat of strength that was
Buff Boy
accomplished.
special feats of strength.
Feats of strength that were accomplished around there. Let's clip Eli saying that and just play that every single time
Do you guys
now.
want a clean one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Buff Boy special feats of strength from all around the world.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
so
you guys
we
can have
have
that one.
Thanks, bud.
Um,
Royalty free.
Yeah, royalty. I don't know, man. I'm gonna join the Writers Guild. You guys are fucked.
That strike's over, huh? Pretty
Do you
cool.
guys, dude? You know there's like 3 slots open for Drew Barrymore's show.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
we could all get that.
We should do it, dude.
Yeah.
Now there's a wet T-shirt segment in every episode.
Wouldn't that be the funniest thing? Is if Drew Barrymore replaced like 3 of her female like head writers with like 3 dudes who aren't even in the guild.
It's just old man show writers.
Yeah.
All right, folks, here comes the 230 chug. And like the chug, 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 chug.
And now
This
Drew's
week's
gonna jump on
episode is
Chip.
once again gonna end with Drew Barrymore jumping on a trampoline. Putting the tramp in trampoline. All
Nice,
right.
dude.
So in Arizona, a 97-year-old man celebrates his birthday with a feat of strength. Dave
Getting
Keegy.
up?
Dave Keegi, 97-year-old World War II veteran. Since his 20s, he has celebrated his birthday by doing a physical challenge, and this year was no exception. This is bad. They say all the physical challenges he's done in the past, which sound impressive, and then when you get to the 97-year-old one, it's still impressive because he's 97, but it just sounds way less impressive than everything he's done up to this point.
Honestly, I think I'm more impressed by the stuff in the '97 because if you're in your 20s and you're a World War II veteran, you should be able to do amazing.
Well, not
things.
even-
I ran
Yeah.
a mile.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're 97 and you can drive if you can drive to the grocery store, that's an amazing feat of strength.
On his
to me.
70th birthday, he jumped out of an airplane. That's not really a feat of strength. It's kind of a cool thing.
It takes
Unless you flew up to the airplane on your wings.
That's still pretty impressive for a 70-year-old.
On his 82nd birthday, he benched 225 pounds. That's solid. At
That's
82.
way more than I'll ever do.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's way fucking solid, man.
Yeah.
That's
No, that's-
not a
No.
Call me when it's 400.
No. I'm saying that's
Was
82.
this guy ever a professional wrestler?
But his 97-year-old one is still impressive, but it's not benching 225. I mean, RFK is benching 115, and everyone's impressed by it.
Dude,
Matt's so jealous of RFK, dude.
Dude, that guy is really cool, though.
He's way cool, dude. He's cooler than Matt.
You guys should have him on your podcast. You probably could in a month or two.
Damn, I'm gonna have him on the Real Buff Boys.
Yeah.
And RFK.
When he was 90 years old, he did 83 push-ups in a row. Awesome.
He'd probably try to do 90.
Yeah.
That's a throwback to his first physical challenge on his birthday in his 20s when he did 85 push-ups in under a minute.
Oh, okay. That's actually impressive.
Yeah. This year, for his 97th birthday, he carried 100 pounds for 100 yards.
That's still pretty good.
It's impressive. but
Again,
it's-
way more than I'll ever do.
Yeah, it's impressive, but after benching 225,
nothing. Oh, yeah.
Matt,
After, 13 years ago.
No. I'm saying
He's 97.
if
What
they
you-
open,
unimpressed at a
no.
97.
I'm saying open with that. Open with at 97, he did 100 pounds for 100 yards. Then say here's the things he did in the past, and that's more
I don't
impressive.
know. I feel like the 97 makes it a sliding scale.
That's, yeah, I guess. I mean, carrying 100 pounds, 100 yards at 97
Dude,
is fucking
just
incredible.
being alive in 97
That's true.
is impressive. If
Especially
you're
for that generation.
breathing at 97, is
Yeah.
especially when he watched all of his friends die in World War II.
Yeah.
That's sick, dude. Good
The
riddance.
quote from him is consistent. He says consistency is key. Quote: I've been doing something like that ever since, and that's a long time ago. It works, and I recommend it for anyone who wants to live to be 100, and I will.
Well, we'll see
He
about
died
that.
2 weeks later.
He's real cocky about it, but
Yeah.
who knows? He could be hit by a bus.
Yeah,
gotta-
dude. You're taking into God could strike lightning, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't, you don't know, nobody knows for sure.
That's
Yeah.
that's the thing. That's my mental thing is whenever I want to work out, I'm like, I could just die before I get in shape, so I
Yeah.
might as well not even start.
Yeah. But
He,
why bother? Why
hasn't-
bother?
Why bother?
Had a big crowd cheering him on. Hasn't decided what he's going to do for his next birthday.
Hopefully
he
he's a
says
little pussy.
says he's
Yeah.
always says he's
Marathon
always on
fucking-
the hunt for something different.
24-hour sex marathon, tantric sex marathon.
I'm going to have sex with a woman born in each decade I was alive.
All right, wait. Let me ask you, Matt. What at 98 could he do that would be actually impressive to you?
Yeah, at 98 years old, what can he do?
Deadlift 700 pounds.
Yeah. A deadlift would, I mean, based on what he's doing, a deadlift would be impressive. The 100 pounds, 100 yards at 97 is impressive.
Every lift he does is basically a deadlift. at
Yeah.
97.
A squat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a defiance of deadlift.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I mean, he's doing, I guess, yeah, when you're 97, if you are alive, if you're doing anything, like Jimmy Carter just stands next to a house and people are like, God, that's incredible.
Dude, he's been on hospce for a year, right?
Yeah, he was
It
supposed
really
to
fucked that
die.
up.
He should have never gotten that vaccine, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, he just turned into a zombie yesterday.
I mean,
That's what's-
honestly,
yeah.
you look at the people that got sick after the vaccine. Even I got sick after the vaccine.
Yeah.
yeah.
I did
You know,
too.
I wish I never got that fucking poison.
That's why
I
we
really
should have
don't think-
RFK on.
I'm never gonna fucking get another fucking vaccine. I don't care how big. If they say, and they're gonna push the narrative that it's coming back, and we should mask up again.
I wonder if this
I still mask up.
this
I don't know.
Dave
Do you
Keegy
really
from
mask up?
Arizona.
On the train, yeah.
No, you
I don't know
don't.
why people don't mask up on the train. You're in an enclosed space with a bunch
Eli,
of dirty
I
ass
was
people
on
in
the
New York
train
City.
with you. You weren't wearing a mask. You went up and started attacking this Asian woman.
For the most
Yeah.
part,
Yeah, and you said thanks for the bat suit, bitch. Kaya, and then you fucking karate kicked her. I was like, damn, Eli, where'd you learn that?
I
And you're
wanted
like,
her bat
yeah.
soup. I stole that from her.
Yeah. Eli masks up sometimes, but when he does, he makes sure to pull down the mask to spit in Chinese women's faces and say, "Take that's for the kung flu." But I
That was
wonder.
fucking tight, dude.
I wonder
Remember
if this
fucking
guy-
beating up Asian people and shit.
Yeah. I
That
wonder-
was fucking
Do you
tight.
think this
dude.
guy got the
coming
vaccine?
back.
The 97-year-old.
What?
Do you think he got the vaccine?
No.
Yeah, that could be his feat of strength.
He
in
gets the
98.
vaccine next year, and he can't accomplish the feat of strength for the first time in 90 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can you lift weights when you're autistic?
No. Yes. Look, man.
Obviously,
Good point.
Look at Matt, dude.
people said you couldn't do it, but I defied the odds.
I mean, you did describe earlier, like, yeah, commercial break, I do 7 sets of 7.
Yep. Yeah.
Push-ups, and then I have to do them exactly, or else my mom dies.
And
Yeah.
then we were like, "Hey, Matt, do you want to read some of the roast jokes?" He's like, "I'll read every single roast joke I wrote in alphabetical order."
And you can't interrupt me or I have to start over.
Damn, dude. All right. Well, Eli, where can people find you? What's new and beautiful with Eli?
I mean, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram. I barely post that much, but at Eli DiSab, ELIDISAB. I have a show with Max Marcus.
Hell yeah.
Joe, you've done it. Matt, we're
Yeah.
probably not going to have you. No, I'm kidding. We'll have
It's
you.
called the Short Kings.
Of course, Short
Comedy
Kings
Show.
and comedy. No, we say this like you can go do that if you're a tall man, just as long as you don't call short guys big guy. You know,
Right,
we know
okay,
what you're
yeah,
saying.
I hate that.
I call
Yeah, I hate
call
that.
women big guy.
yeah. It's cute when you do it.
I like calling women big guy, but only women. And most of the women are like bigger than me.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
That's funny. I love it when a woman. I love it when a bitch towers over me, dude.
Yeah.
I like
You're like-
calling fat girls tons of fun.
Yeah.
They
hell
love
yeah.
they love that.
Yeah. How often do you have sex for real? I just
I
asked
mean-
because you're 6 foot and hot,
Yeah.
and we're
I'm-
both out of shape and short, and we get it on the reg. Let's go.
Well,
Short
you guys are in
guys.
relationships. I would.
Yeah,
I mean,
we can have
within,
people tolerate us.
I mean, within the last 2 weeks.
All right, I'll give it up for that.
Okay. And possibly later tonight.
Oh!
we should cut that out.
Yeah.
Later tonight. Well, folks, we're gonna have to cut this podcast short because Matt has to go fuck some random woman he met at the bus stop.
Hey,
But,
she's a lovely Christian
yeah.
woman.
Well, we'll get into it on the Patreon.
Yeah.
So
We
if you
could
want to
do that.
find out about the woman Matt loves, let us know. Who
Get
could
all
it
the
be?
deets.
Do you think it's Amy Cardinelli? Who could it be? Is it Amy?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, Amy, I'm sorry. It's not you.
Amy, do you know my name yet? We've met many times over the years.
Careful,
and
dude. That's Matt's girl, dude.
That's Matt's
You'll-
girl.
You'll meet her at the wedding, dude.
Every single time I met her, she's introduced herself to me.
She's playing. She's just.
I've known her for like 6 years.
She's
Yeah.
playing games, dude.
She's playing games with my heart like the Backstreet Boys.
Folks,
Yes.
don't play games with the Patreon. Subscribe to the Buff Boys
Yeah.
for more information and to find out who Matt's in love with currently. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.